I don't think they're ready.
Welcome everybody being here. We're well underway, obviously. We appreciate everybody bringing all this stuff. This looks really good. And it reminds me of people that we don't have with us anymore. And I want to mention, of course, the Ralph Osborne and Al Parrish and Jack Burkhart, thank you, yes. A number of people that are not here. Lauren Lura was always at one of these too. Okay, well, we'll get a little louder. Oh, thank you. We'll start over. Welcome to Phonovention 1992. Thank you for coming tonight, and I personally appreciate it very much, and so does the rest of the staff, I know. I'd like to begin by asking our secretary to read the minutes from our last meeting. Kenny?
Our last meeting was held at the...
I'm sorry, negotiating to get this all set up and going. I really appreciate it. And let's give Kenny a hand.
Can't put on a show like this without all these pieces. We'll give them anyway.
But, very good. Let's move into new business then. And we have our nomination chairman, our officer nomination chairman.
The nominating committee, consisting of John Hoger, Dana Traub, Dwayne Welke, and myself, met on July 10th at the picnic and nominated the following officers for 1993. President, Bill Stewart. Vice President, David Abfalter and Mike Christians. Secretary, Ken Stokes. Treasurer, Doreen Abfalter. And editor of In the Groove, John Whitaker. If you wish to have anyone nominated for office, you may pick up one of these, which is a sheet that will give the information that you need. You have to put the person's name, but you also must get 10 signatures from members of MAPS on here, and then this must be turned in by the time of the next meeting, which is September 11th, or it cannot be accepted. I'll have these and I'll leave them on the registration table in the morning if anyone wants to pick one up. And you can nominate anyone by having these 10 signatures. Thank you.
Where will the registration table be located?
I don't know.
Oh.
It's out here just at the front of the door, I believe.
Okay.
There's a table out there. Thanks, Nick, for reminding us. Thank you, Bessie. I appreciate that very much. Isn't Bessie looking good after her surgery? She just looks so trim.
Thank you.
Of course, Floyd's not too proud, I can see here. Okay, any other new business items that we should cover this evening? Other business? There is a, yes, sir.
Is the registration desk going to be open tonight or someone's going to just go in here tonight and back home again?
Very good. The question is, will the registration desk be open this evening?
No.
No?
Only because I find that confuses the gals that work the door. What you're going to have tomorrow, probably about 7:30 or 8 o'clock, the registration table will be by the front door. Everybody who has pre-registered and have tables will get an envelope with their name on the front. In the envelope will be your name tags, a couple stickers for your tables if you're dealers, and also a ticket. Looks like it that you get at a theater, a little ticket stub. And with this ticket, this will be your banquet ticket, if you're signed up for banquet. Now, keep that because the other half of that ticket will be used for the drawing at the banquet. If there's any amounts due, or if you haven't paid, but you have ordered tables, whatever, you do that in the morning also when you get to the gala. They'll be there till at least noon, 11:30 or so, Doreen. Well, anyway, so if you don't register, if there's a line, you don't have to just run over and register. You got all morning to register, and everything's set up.
And we're going back tonight, though. And we collect that stuff, and we already paid our fee for registration and stuff. We're not going to be here after 12 o'clock tonight. Well, some guys got business to run, you know, too.
I'll get with you after the... Wait a minute.
The last 2 years.
Wayne Wilkie, our past secretary for many years.
I would just like to say something for the good of the Michigan Antique Phonograph Society. Now, I enjoy doing it, and I wasn't really too unhappy when we were coming back up here to Clare. The last time we were up here, we put on a little show out here at the Clare Nursing Home. So with the help of Bessie, we set up a show for the folks out at the nursing home this morning, well, this afternoon at 1 o'clock. I want to thank Don Langham for helping carry the stuff in that we used in the show. If any of you put on shows before for some of these senior citizens, you know how much it means to you when you catch them singing along with tunes like Bye Bye Blackbird or the Beer Barrel Polka, some of the songs we used for our show. And that one lady there that she thanked me so many times, I thought I was the Lord himself, I guess, by being there. But she was so happy, she said, you brought back a lot of happy memories. So I just want to say, on behalf of our organization, I'm glad to come back to Clare this year. Even though it costs a little more up here than it did before, but we put on a beautiful show, and I think they all enjoyed it, and they want us to come back another year.
Tell them how many were there.
There were about 40 or 50 elderly people, a little older than I am. One lady told me she was 92 years old, and she was beating the time of the rest of them. Thanks, John.
Thank you, Dwayne. I appreciate your being able to go over there and Bessie. It does make a big difference to those people, and they appreciate it a lot, from personal experience. Okay, very good. Any other comments? I appreciate your candor this evening. Yes, go ahead, John. I've got 2 or 3 announcements here, so bear with me if you will. One of the good announcements for you record collectors is that Joyce Davis up at Greenville has a lot of 78 RPM records that she'd like to get rid of. Now she's going to trust you to give her a good price, so please don't cheat her. Also, tomorrow at the registration table, we'll have that book, John, help me out, the one that our guest speaker in Union told about, wrote it. Victor, it's by Sherman, but I can't, the title is Victor Records from 1901 to 1950 or something like that. It's a very good book. I've been very happy with that book. We've got a number of copies available out there in case you want some. Also, we'll have directories out there for you, membership applications, and and some extra in the grooves for your convenience out there. And let's see, there was one other thing I think. No, I think that's it. Oh, no, one other thing. I'll try and make it as rapid as possible. I try to give you a rundown each year as to the number of members that we have in the various states. I'll not break it down into states. I'll just call it into regions like New England. We have 27 members, no change from last year. Middle Atlantic, we have 91 members. That's up from 1 from last year. East North Central, we have 260 members. You can imagine that includes Michigan. That's up 7. West North Central, 66 members. That's up 13 from last year. South Atlantic, that's 57 members, and it's up 4 members from last year. East South Central, we have 18 members. That's 1 member more than we had last year. West South Central, 28 members. That's 4 more than we had last year. Mountain, we lost 2 members there. We have 20 members now. We apparently had 22 last year. The Pacific region, which includes California, is 93 members. That's up 27 members over 1991. In Canada, we have 27. That's up 2 from last year. And foreign members, we have 16. That's down 1 from last year. And one, I would like to commend California because I think, yes, they've given us 27 more members from last year. So I think we've done pretty good. We have about 704 or 5 members now.
Great.
Thank you, John, very much.
We find out where some of there's some new people here tonight, and I'd like to know where they're from.
All right, very good. Let's start here with Don Chichester. Don, tell us what...
Lowell Gear, from Michigan.
That's a great pick on order. My wife Garnet is here someplace. I'm not sure where she is. Probably trying to escape this place, but we're here from Spring Arbor, Michigan. John Owens has been very popular in those workshops in the past. We hope he'll be able to use his talent tomorrow. Again, after lunch, according to the schedule, we'll have a program on comedy on records. Hopefully that'll be something that I'll take care of. And I hope you'll be there for that as well. Then we'll go on to the ciders. And then back here for banquet.
When's the next month's meeting?
In September, we haven't found a place yet, but we're going to have a program by Robin
Yeah.
Robin Huff.
Huff. Okay, yeah, it's not spelled the way it's pronounced. Robin Huff, who has been very good in bringing us programs on ethnic records. He's very good about that, and has had some good programs. So we'll have another program. I'm not sure what the subject will be this time, and I'm not sure where it will be yet, but we'll find a place. Yes. Dr. Garlock and his wife would like to be here tonight. I'm not sure if they'll be here tomorrow or not. They have been wanting to come to the Phonovention. And he being, of course, the founding person in his home was where Master sounded, we want to remember him even if he's not here. Okay, any other new business? Well, let me say that in our club we have oodles of talent. The talent lies in the planning of people from Wisconsin, Joan and Robin Ross. They've been able to put together programs that are very phonograph oriented and in the best of taste. And tonight, I think, will be no exception. We hope that'll be the case. So after we've adjourned the meeting, we will turn the program over to the Edison Camel Caravan, which is headed up by the Ross. Okay, is there any other comments before we ask for a motion to adjourn?
Do they ever think about...
Motion to adjourn the meeting. Okay, Doreen motions that we adjourn the meeting. Is there a second? And Bill seconds it. All in favor of adjourning the meeting, raise your hand. All opposed? Okay, the meeting is adjourned. Where?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to invite you this evening, Edison dealers, to the Phonovention Edison Dealer Convention. And there is excitement in the air tonight, for we're going to take you back in time when you could have been an Edison dealer attending this very convention tonight and viewing the amazing new inventions of Edison and meeting the Edison recording artists and hearing their latest selections. And I'm sure you're awaiting the introduction of Robin and Joan Ross, the Edison jobbers, in charge of introducing the new Edison inventions and meeting the Edison recording artists with their newest selections. And without any further ado, here is Robin and Joan Ross, directly from the Edison factory, New Jersey. Thank you. Robin and Joan Ross.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Fantastic to see you all here tonight. After all, it's been at least 10 years since I've been to this remarkable convention and you are witnessing tonight dealers from across the whole North American continent. They've come by horse, they've come by trolley, they've come by train, and a few have come risking their lives with the new horseless carriages. However, since we are at this convention to explore some of the latest technology and the latest developments from the Edison Laboratory, we'll get right into our program. The Edison speaking phonograph, back in the 1900s, was one of the remarkable events that occurred. In fact, Scientific American proclaimed the Edison speaking phonograph as the most amazing, remarkable invention of the 20th century. So let me take you back to where we began our exploration of the study of recorded sound with the Edison wax cylinder.
Well, where can I live tonight?
Do you recognize this wonderful recording?
You may recall when we made this recording as one of the very first tone tests to compare the live performance with the recording. Billy Jones, Billy Murray, and Etta Jones.
They're sitting right in our audience tonight. Hi!
Would you people stand up and take a bow, please?
Oh, wonderful!
Folks, the Edison cylinder records have served their purpose. Yes, it's been years since we've been here, and dealers like yourselves and the public has brought literally millions of the Edison wax 2-minute recordings. But as you know, these Edison recordings on 2-minute wax cylinders are no longer being manufactured. If you do have any on your dealer shelves, I may ask that you liquidate these as quickly as possible, because no longer will the Edison plant be manufacturing these wonderful products. Of course, we've brought out something much better. If you do have any of these signs, you may as well just burn them tomorrow, because they will no longer be needed. So just take those down. We no longer want to have the public think that we are behind times. We are stocking Edison phonograph records, and of course the latest Amberol records. Now you remember when we demonstrated the fantastic improvement of the 4-minute Amberol records to you over the standard 2-minute record. First the wax record, Blue Amberol, with its playing time of not 2, not 3, but 4 entire minutes of recorded music. Yes, that's twice as much music for the price of one 2-minute record. Since our 10-year visit before, the Wizard of Menlo Park has not been asleep. Introducing the latest technology of the Amberola, the machine especially designed to play the celluloid 4-minute Amberol record. The record which will be an indestructible record. You do not have to worry about breakage. Surface quality is par excellence with very little surface noise. And notice that sound projection. Why, the band is right here. While we're introducing the new Amberol records, we are also working with a flat disc record. After all, the competition from the makers of so many disc records have led the Wizard to come up with a remarkably new invention that will completely outdate standard disc records. I'm speaking of none other than the remarkable quality of the Edison Diamond Disc record. The Edison Diamond Disc record plays not only superbly quietly, but because of a sophisticated recording technology, you can play this remarkable record at 80 revolutions per minute. It will play for 5 minutes of recorded music for your favorite vaudeville entertainment. There is nothing that this record can't do that any of the competition can do. I'll take that back. There is one thing that the competition can do that the Diamond Disc record cannot do. And that is break. Edison records are literally smashing all other records to bits when it comes to sales, when it comes to performance, when it comes to quality. But fear not, you never have to worry about destroying an Edison Diamond Disc record. A sales point that your public will certainly enjoy.
Get rid of that. Nasty.
A picture on top of it.
Oh, we have to tell the dealers about that sign? We must. We want this all over. Oh, I know. I have to cut that out. Yes. Oh.
The new Edison Diamond Disc phonograph with remarkable playback head that uses a diamond stylus so carefully ground to precision
Would you please?
that you will never need to replace the point. You will never need to replace the needle. No longer will you have to worry about those cumbersome and clumsy and dangerous steel needles. How many people have been infected with a prick of their finger on those steel needles simply because of some other company's inadequate technology? With the Edison Diamond Disc phonograph, you will never have to change another stylus in your lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Edison Diamond Disc phonograph. The phonograph with a soul. The phonograph that does not play recorded sound, it recreates it with all of the fundamental tone and quality that you can ever expect from the live performance right here in the room. Now, I just happen to admit that I may have been instrumental with the help of you folks 10 years ago when I suggested to Mr. Edison that perhaps such a test be done to compare the live performance of a recording or live performance of an act with a recording, and apparently he has taken me up on it. Experts in the field, people with ears that can understand and appreciate the golden tones of the Edison Diamond Disc phonograph.
No difference. No
have
difference.
proclaimed there is absolutely no difference between the actual performance and the Edison recording. And tonight we may bear witness to some further demonstrations to that fact, that there is no difference between the Edison recording and the live performance. The new Edison phonograph. Something that the Edison technology and the Edison laboratories are working on, that I've been privileged to tell you tonight. I don't want you to get any ideas that what I'm going to be telling you about is going to be available immediately. But I do want to let you know that Mr. Edison is working on a brand new technology of recording 40 minutes of music on one disc. An unheard of, unprecedented, phenomenally successful event by placing the grooves so finely together that we can record and compress the music of an entire 40 minutes onto one thin LP. Over a quarter mile of grooves contain the sounds of the Edison orchestras, their favorite bands, your marches, and of course your classical selections. 40 minutes of music.
And that's why they should order these new signs. Did you tell them? You get 100, yes, like it says on the back of your order blanket, 100 big steel signs for $27.50. So please.
Folks, these are the most remarkable signs. After all, you too can, being a dealer with the Edison jobbers, you can have your name on the bottom of this sign. You can have your store represented, printed in silkscreen and enamel paint on this beautiful tin sign, which is certainly to last at least 100 years. While you could order these signs, put them on every fence post, put them on the side of every barn, and you'll have hundreds of silent spokesmen selling your product. Think of it. Over 100 spokespeople by means of these metal signs proclaiming that the Edison phonograph is the best.
And this is a new Edison.
Remember,
and ladies, I have to tell the ladies that Elsa DeWolf, that well-known interior designer, endorses these cabinets. They come in the Sheraton style we see, Chippendale, Heffelwhite. All these will go with the furnishings you have in your home. So dealers, please present this concept. Remember, Elsa DeWolf really endorses the Edison period cabinets.
So remember to order your signs. You can't get these one at a time, ladies and gentlemen. You have to order 100, but due to the remarkable buying power of the Edison laboratories, we can offer these signs to you for not $27 a piece, for not $20, not $5, but an amazing 27.5 cents for each sign when you order in quantities of 100. That is below our 100 per lot cost, because we can buy these in thousands, and each one will have your store logo and name on the bottom of that sign. So after our meeting tonight, we'll have these order blanks, and you'll be sure to order your sign from the Edison Phonograph Works for the new Edison phonograph. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the portion of our program. I'd like to present my lovely wife, who is going to have a program which will not only demonstrate some of the new Edison products, but also the different records and recording artists that you'll be sure to want to fill orders for, because the public is going to be buying these records in the very near future. So let me present my charming wife.
Oh, thank you, my dear husband. Oh, you always leave me breathless and speechless after introducing those new Edison products, but I know you're just sitting at the edge of your seats here, Lowell. Oh, good Edison dealers. And anyway, you're just waiting because tonight we brought in live some Edison recording artists. These are the people who bring their talents to the Edison Phonograph Works and our recording studio. Well, I know you'll recognize some of these stars when they enter. Oh, I know you're just so excited to be here at the Caravan Convention. Our first artist is so versatile. He started out as a tenor soloist, but now some of our dealers, that Don Gaffel back there, he said, I can't keep my shelf stocked with his new folk and bluegrass records. I'm speaking of no other than that famous Vernon Dalhart.
Howdy, folks.
Vernon, it is so wonderful. This is Vernon Dalhart in person, ladies and gentlemen. Vernon, we've never done a show together, and so we were so excited. My husband and I asked the Edison recorded engineer, we said, could we seek out some of Vernon's recording so we could get acquainted with her style and stuff. And you know what he said? He said, well, what name should I look under?
Well, you can look under Mac Allen, you can look under Jeff Calhoun, you can look
What he
under
told
Mr.
us.
X, you can look under Vernon Dell, you can look under Vernon Hart, or you could look under any number. I had a lot of different names, about 78 different names.
I'm amazed. Now, how did you come up with the song Vernon Welcome?
That wasn't my real name. My real name was Marion Tri Slaughter, and who'd I like
Why you
supposed to
changed
like
it.
with a name like that? I was a teenage cowboy down in Texas, and one town was called Dalhart, the other was called Vernon, so I just reversed them around, and I called myself Vernon Dalhart. That's the way I got my name.
Well, what's your favorite type of music now?
Well, now, there's only one kind of music that I like, and that's country western. I've sold 1 million copies of my first 2 songs I put out, The Prisoner's Song and the Wreck of the Old 97.
How?
1 million copies.
Audience, would you like to hear one of his new releases?
Oh, yeah.
Are you ready?
We're ready.
Comparison between the recording and the live artist.
Someone to love me, someone to call me their own. Oh, I wish I had someone to sleep with, for I'm tired of sleeping alone. Oh, please meet me tonight in the moonlight. Leave me tonight alone. But I have a sad story to tell you. It's a story that's never been told. I used to whistle on some of my records too. Now comes the good part. I'll be married to the music tomorrow. Leaving me darling alone. In the foliage and walk all around me, and my head on a pillow of stone. Now I have a landscape from the ocean, all loaded with silver and gold. And before that, darling would suffer, oh, that ship would be ransomed and sold. That's about all there is, folks. Now if I had enjoy over these prison walls, I would fly. wreck of the old 97 and climbing up the golden stairs on his way to heaven. Singing with Carson Robinson, Adeline Hood, and many, many more. As a member of Ladd's Black Aces and of the Harmony Four. In 1915, Thomas Edison signed him to a contract right on the line. He got many cylinders and diamond discs on which he sang so very fine. He is one of my favorite artists, which I have been privileged to hear. Dal Hart passed on in 1948 after a mighty fine career.
Now, vendors, remember you've heard the prisoner song here. There's other bluegrass and folk music coming up by this fine recording artist. Place your orders. Remember, our stock boys say it's going fast. Well, wasn't that wonderful? We have yet another guest. Another, I know now you're really sitting on the edge of your seat, right? Okay, now you know Mr. Edison selects his own recording artists and many of his songs. And he knows that you dealers know that the public wants light and lively music. Well, our next guest is a piano soloist who will bring life to any social event. I'm speaking of Edison's personal pianist, Ernest Stevens.
Well, so happy to be here.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. I met this gentleman at Glenmont at one of Edison's parties. And of course, mine is such a lovely hostess. And of course, he played piano solos. And I saw you gazing down at those Oriental rights, by the way. I think you have a yen for those.
Oh, more than a yen.
But anyway, a bit of trivia here. Let me see, you made a recording first. I believe it was Mom Medley.
It was that Ma Medley. That was the first diamond disc record that was made on that 40-foot long recording horn, which is really, it stretched almost all the way out into the lobby. It was so big that I know that some of the dealers here are
I'm
familiar
sure they're
with it.
aware of that, yeah. Isn't that great? He was the first
That was
one.
number
That's
50929. It was the Ma Medley. And it was later dubbed onto an Ambro record, number 4527. Available at your dealers, I'm sure.
Write those numbers down because you may want to order them. Okay, and now, I tell you what, would you please play a few Edison tunes for us?
I would be delighted. Of course, at the Edison studios, our pianos are all Steinways.
Of course they
And
He really turned my page. I can see why he is Mr. Edison's favorite.
Now turn the player off, make it do it himself.
very well. Shall I play another selection?
Please, another one?
Well, I think that Scott Joplin's music has been very grossly underestimated, so I'll play a very quick rendition of the Entertainment.
Please.
See, I've forgotten. I'm getting so Yes, indeed. Oh, remuneration. I know I was getting forgetful, but I appreciate it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, wasn't that great? Edison's personal friend. You've heard it here, dealers. You know what he sounds like. Buy those records. Remember, they'll bring a life to any event. Tell your public about that. You've seen it here. Well, next. Yeah. Next, dealers, we get requests and questions about this cosmetic. Why, millions have heard his voice from the phonograph. His laugh is irresistible. And what a sense of humor. I'm talking, of course, of our Uncle Josh and Aunt Nancy. Oh, such a pleasure. Lovely. What a...
Glad to be here.
Oh, it is always such a pleasure working with you two. Aren't they delightful? Say, we always get so many questions. One question I always get is, of course, where do you get your ideas from? And because they're that New England style, do you hail from the East?
No, I was born in a little farm down in Virginia. The land was so poor down there, you had to fertilize to make bricks. I worked all the way up and down the East Coast. I think that's where I might have picked it up. I've settled in Indiana now, and I got a sort of a Hoosier twang now.
Oh, Anthony, I know you're 20 years younger than Uncle Josh.
I picked
Say
nice
Uncle
ones.
Josh. But anyway, where did you two meet? And how did you get together? And I see you just have a hilarious marriage.
Yes, our laughs keep us together. We met, I was performing on the stage in Chicago, and who else was there? But my dear dad.
Oh.
We met, we fell in love, and the rest is history.
We sort of met a revolving door and been going round ever since.
Well, listen, dealers, do you want to hear a sketch? I know you've heard these before. You want to hear a sketch?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
We've been working on one. It's just something that's not been released.
Really?
But it's going to be released in about 2 months. If we're working on it right now, we've been going through it. Yeah, we'll try it out. If it works, if it sells here, we're going to record it. Nancy, do you know where I put my fish string?
No, I don't.
You didn't take it to tie up something, did you?
No, I didn't.
Well, I wonder what become of it.
I don't know, and I don't care.
I got it around here somewhere.
Well, wherever you put it, that's where it is.
I wish you'd stop singing for a while and help me find that fish string.
Well, I wish you would stop singing or fishing and help me put up the kitchen stove.
For all the cooking you do, you could do it on a fireplace.
I cooked for 3 different men before I married you.
And they're all dead now, too.
I know another one who's dead, but he's too stingy to put up for a funeral.
Well, if I had some help, I'd help you put up the darned old stove.
I'll help you, but you needn't swear about it.
Well, come on, get the stovepipe. Let's get started.
It's all out in the kitchen.
When I lift the stove, you put the legs in.
Well, wait till I see which way it goes.
Well, when I lift the stove, put the legs in.
Well, don't wobble the stove so.
Thunderation, you must think I'm a derrick. Try it again.
Well, there, they're all in now.
Well, get me the step ladder and I'll put up the pipe.
Here it is. Now be careful.
Okay, hand me the pipe. Not that one, the one with the elbow on it. Now hand me the screwdriver.
You got that in your pocket.
Okay, hold the ladder, hold the pipe. Now hand me the hammer.
I can't. I'm holding the ladder.
Now hand me the pipe, the other, and hand me the hammer.
Oh, look out. The ladder's falling.
Trash. A lot of help you were. Why didn't you hold the ladder?
I didn't have enough hands.
Don't cry about it. Hey, I'll get to the telephone. I'll fix this. Hello, Pumpkin Center. Give me 5R, 5 ring. Hello, Eldria Hopkins store. Is this you, Ellersy? It says, if you see Jim Lawson down there, you send him over to put up the kitchen stove. And by the way, Ellersy, send a line with Jim. I'm going fishing.
That's going to be one of my best sellers, I can tell.
Great, wonderful. Thank you. Please, please place your records because you know by Christmas time you'll be sold out. Uncle Josh sells. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for having us here.
It's been enough.
Wonderful. Uncle Josh Well, dealers, you know Mr. Edison always tries to bring new concepts to the recording industry. And our next guest has done just that. It's a new concept that I'm sure many of you are not aware of. And tonight we're going to introduce you to that. I'm speaking of our next recording artist, the Reverend William H. Morgan.
Good evening, my child.
Thank you, Reverend Morgan. It is indeed a pleasure. We so enjoy your manner of reading the scriptures with your clear voice, careful enunciation, and wonderful understanding of the text.
Yes.
Yes, you do so well. With your permission, this is a new concept. Would my dear husband be able to play one of your new releases? I believe it's done in conjunction with the Edison Quartet.
Excellent idea.
Thank you. Mr. Rolfs, please. Dealers, listen.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think you can tell from this excellent recording and high-quality sound that the Reverend does indeed sound like he is expounding the virtues of the gospel, and we are sitting in the 40th pew. In fact, it's so realistic that I see that some of you in the back row have maybe nodded off for an instant or two. So let's proceed.
Reverend Morgan, we know that would never happen at a caravan convention.
No.
But anyway, did you ever imagine your voice, your scripture readings being brought to all the people through the recordings of the records and cylinders?
No, I didn't. It's been quite a privilege. The first record that the Edison Company had me record was the 23rd chapter of Luke, chapters 33 through 38. And it's been a moving experience ever since.
Now, you are such a distinguished gentleman. As you can see, he has his doctorate robot, and you are a doctor. What is your background that Mr. Edison chose you for this new recording concept?
Well, I was born in England, but came to this country quite a few years ago. I've been the Grand Chaplain of the Grand Lodge of the Freemasons of New York for the past 16 years. I'm also pastor of the Central Methodist Episcopal Church in Newark, New Jersey.
Oh, could you share just a few words of inspiration with our viewers this evening?
May your sales only be exceeded by the generosity of my parishioners.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, wasn't that inspiring? Oh, I know, now please, purchase these records. It's a new concept. I'm sure the general public will love it. And by the way, Reverend Morgan told me to tell you that this is not to take the place of Sunday service. This is only added inspiration during the week. Okay, our next guest. Oh, I just can't wait. I am so excited. Our next guest are a singing duet. I know you'll recognize them. Listen, their records are selling like hotcakes. I'm speaking of the singing duet of Billy Jones and Ernest Hare, the Happiness Boys. You can imagine what these two are like. They're like ham and eggs, and they're always up to a comic routine. But anyway, Billy, it was 1918 when you joined the Edison Recording Artists. What was one of your first recordings?
As I recall, it was under the name of Reese Jones. That's my middle name, you know. And it was Send Me a Letter from My Old Hometown, I believe.
And Ernest, we've asked him what his first one. What recording brought you fame?
Well, it was the Edison recording, number 50558, and I did that with my good friend, Al Bernard. We did a cool song. It was called I'll Hold You in My Arms. It was a bestseller in its day, and that launched my career.
Oh, Billy, how'd you two get started?
Oh, listen, we were sitting, it was in the Edison studio in New York on Fifth Avenue. We were sitting in the lobby talking about our operatic careers. You can see we came into comedy careers instead.
Oh, isn't that great? Aren't you glad they're doing comedy instead of opera? Well, listen, would you two mind doing a new release for us? Dealers, this is really astounding. This is a new release. It's a electrically recorded diamond disc. The number is 52147. I bet those 5 2s are really going to become popular. And it's called Go Home and Tell Your Mother.
Notice that the comparison with the record between the live performance is astounding on these records.
Hey, Bill, you know, I was just looking at you. You don't look so good. What seems to be the trouble? Well, I had a terrible toothache all day, Ernie. That's so. Yes. Why don't you go to the dentist? Take a look. He was his record finished. What would you suggest for the operation? Chloroform or gas? Well, ether is good. You're so funny. Say, I understand you've got a new job. Yes, sir. Yes? Yes, I'm making up jokes now, Ernie. Making up jokes? Yes, sir. Working for a magazine, eh? No. I'm working on the beauty parlor. Oh. Hey, Bill, you know, in this record, you've got to take the part of a girl. Well, that's all right. Yeah? Yes, I'll do it, Ernie. But don't take me serious, you know. It's only an invitation, remember? Well, I'll do that, Bill. We'll make all ready, yeah? Here we go. I'm the luckiest fella, 'cause I met you when you met me. And I'm the happiest girl you've I made up my mind, dear. You've made your mind up, too. Now that we have settled that, what is there left to do? Go home and tell your mother. Go home and tell your mother that I love you. Tell mother who we hide you. Tell her that you've decided you love me too. If she says yes, no, Ernie, what more can we hope? Well, if she says no, then maybe we'll have to elope. Go home and tell your mama, sister and me brother, that I love you. hear you say we made the day.
And Dad will have to be happy. You won't have much to say.
I bet they've been waiting. We've kept our secret long.
Well, chuckle up your courage, kid. You know we can't go wrong.
Go home and tell your mother.
I've got to tell me mother that I love you.
I'll begin your brother. Before you tell your mother, you love me too.
Ernie, if not, knock in the question and says, who's that guy?
Just tell her I'm the fella taught Lindy to fly. Go home and tell your mother.
Sweet Mr. Rabbit brother.
That I love you. Go home and tell your mother. Go home and tell your mother that I love you. No longer should we hide it. Tell her that you've decided you love me too.
If I ask if you're wealthy now, what will I say?
Well, say I fell into money. I slipped in a bank one day. Go home and tell your mother, your sister and your brother that I love you.
They are the happiness boys, are they not? Well, I do believe we do have another recording, do we not? It's called Get 'em in the Rumble Seat. Would you like to hear that?
Yeah.
Ernie, what, Willie?
Romeo met Juliet upon the balcony.
All his love affair, he has to climb the stair.
And Antony had Cleopatra sitting on his knees. But his sweet romance just put him in his trance.
But your eyes always had its day. When we've been cruising here the latest way, say,
Get a little rumble, in a little rumble, get it in a rumble seat.
girl is always humble, like the bees that bumble, getting in a rumble seat.
Now they just cuddle up and oh boy, how you feel.
You sure can love 'em when you're not behind the wheel.
There's a great attraction and lots of satisfaction sitting in a rumble seat.
It's a great invention, and for close attention, positively can't be beat.
Now you can love your sweetie in the parlor at night.
Ah, but if you want your loving and you want it done right, just get 'em in a rumble, get a little rumble, get 'em in a rumble seat.
Then a boy who had a girl but knew she didn't care
Why, he was mighty blue and wondered what to do.
told me all about the girl and of his love affair. Couldn't see it all, and why he didn't fall.
Then I said, why, that is nothing new. Once I had that very trouble too. Hey,
Get her in a rumble, in a little rumble, get her in a rumble seat.
girl is never crumble, even though they stumble, getting in a rumble seat.
It can't resist you in your little runabout.
He's got to hug you tight, for fear she'll bounce right out.
You won't have to worry if you only hurry. Get her in a rumble seat.
Never holler no, sir, when you hold her closer, for she find it mighty sweet.
A horsey knows he knows that you can take it from me.
A little rumble seat sure knows it's supposed to read. So get her in a rumble, get her in a rumble, get her in a rumble seat. Take 'em up and land 'em, you can overland 'em, sitting in a rumble seat. If the chance is trouble, you'll enjoy it double, sitting in a rumble seat. The chauffeur moves around the motor, and you smile, or you can fool around the old back seat a while.
may carry lots of people, that may be right. But you can carry on much better cuddled up tight. And if we're getting through you, you can get familiar, sitting in a rumble seat.
That was kind of fun, huh?
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. You've been introduced to the new Edison products. Make no mistake, you cannot compare Edison with any other phonograph. It's in a class all by itself. You've heard the latest diamond disc releases and the new blue amberall releases. You've met not only the Edison stars that are going to be coming to the Edison recording studios to record their latest releases, but you've also been introduced to all the products of the Edison factory. Now, since this is the Edison Caravan Convention, we would like to have you participate in kind of a little sing-along with all of our recording guests.
Right, and the words are right inside your order blank.
So if we have another welcome for all our Edison stars this evening.
We have Uncle Josh and Aunt Nancy, Mr. and Mrs. Cal Stewart, Vernon Dalhart, and of course, Ernest Stevens. Joey Flay.
Shall we start it again from on the farmhouse?
Oh, that's great. Thank you, thank you.
And thank you, Edison Diamond Disc recording artists, for such a wonderful evening. I want to remind you folks that be sure to order your tin signs. And because this is the Edison Caravan Convention, we want to make sure that at the banquet tomorrow night, that each of you are aware of the premium prizes and gifts that are going to be awarded to all Edison dealers. The Edison Camel, which will be given as a token of our appreciation to every dealer that attends the banquet tomorrow night. This Edison Caravan Camel represents the distance and the hard work that our Edison dealers have done over the past years to make the Edison phonograph the most successful phonograph in the industry. Also a commemorative Edison medal to honor Mr. Edison And also, you'll notice on the back side of this medal, we have the new exclusive laboratory model of the Edison diamond disc phonograph. The new Edison, the Edison with a soul. And of course, we want to make you available to the photograph of our group picture. Now this was taken last year, and I see many of your faces on this picture from last year. You'll want to be sure to order your 20 by 14 glossy of this photograph for future inspiration and sort of camaraderie with your fellow dealers at this Edison Caravan Convention. So we want to thank all of you for participating tonight in this fantastic meeting of the Edison Diamond Disc Artists and the fellowship of the Edison dealers at this convention. Thank you one and all.
I want to thank Joan and Robin very much for the resourcefulness of this program. I'm not too sure I want to wear that hat again, but it's a good idea.
And we have refreshments right out the door, and you can ask questions of our Edison artists.
Yes, there are coffee and rolls outside the door here in the foyer. Please feel free to avail yourselves of those things and mingle. Thank you for being with us tonight.
And so they fixed him up with the last one. Oh, yes. Give out of
I just did read it.
Yeah. When I remember was Ryan Healy. Yeah. This we have used for years. I bought my piano from Ryan Healy. On the back, did you? We just had a few of those left over and we thought we'd get rid of them. Wash on.
You want to extend this one down?
Yeah. Right, That's a good buy. I know. I have another one in Tucson. I was kind of a big there because I don't have this one. That's what you call moving. There's a man that likes it.
Okay.
Did you happen to see it?
Yeah, I will. I'll have to go over there, and I think they're going to enter it, so get it all set. It's not used.
Oh, there you go.
That's the good side.
Yeah.
I like that side better. Yeah.
See what I mean? Yeah. Now let me show you another reproducer that's been repaired once.
You want to publish yours or whatever? No, they do. Like you do with the water.
Okay, follow me? So what you've got to do to get this is to take it apart and clean it out, put it back together. Now, simple, yeah, maybe. A couple of things. Don't bother to go or expect to go to the back of it. You can't usually take that off. There's two pot metals there. This is more of an aluminum pot metal than is this. This is probably a white pot metal, and as you know, it's very weak. Now, when these are made, they're made like this, or rather the assembly. When they are assembled, you have the unit back off, you put the diaphragm in, lay it in like that, you put that on top of it, and then this expanding ring goes on. Now you turn it over and you solder from the outside this stylus on to that. That's the way they did it. So, as you can see, you can't do that. You might try it if you're good, but, and nobody's told me that's the way they did it. That's the way I'm guessing they did it. But anyway, you cannot get back to the back of it to do any work because it breaks. So let's forget about that. Now I'll talk about the front side. Yes, the front side you can do a lot. The first thing you can do, these are the units. These units go in and they ride in the reproducer when they fit on. They're designed, they have the pin lines up with the hole, so when you put it on, be sure it's in that geographic position. When it's on, it should rest 45 degrees or a little less to the record. Perfectly 90 degrees, perfectly vertical in the other position. So when you take the front off, where is it? There. When you take, you can do this first, excuse me, get this on, that should fit snug, stop any leak of air. This should be tight, that should be tight so there's no air leak. I'll stop a minute. There's no amplification from this point on reproduction. When you put a needle on your phonograph and it goes into the it vibrates and goes to the diaphragm, from that point on you cannot amplify it mechanically. You can enhance it. You can put an orthophonic horn on it. You can put a big horn on it and get proper volume. But you are not amplifying it, you're just collecting what you've got. So remember, everything's got to be tight, so to keep the least loss of air through the system. All right, now get back to this. A couple of hints here. These always crack. They're as shown here. They're weak, it's pot metal. When pot metal assembled, it's dissimilar metals, and automatically, they immediately start electrically to break, spread apart. And they're guaranteed in a given length of time to be powdered. They won't stay together. Aluminum die cast will last a little bit longer. So this is what the problem is, these crack out. So when you put and replace these on, you might consider putting the screws in, but don't put them in too tight. And when you're satisfied that you got it perfect and it fits, some of these do not fit on to the diameter here. You've got to be sure that you've got the right ID. When you get it set, you're satisfied with it, then you might put a little glue in it to hold it, a little adhesive. Don't rely on the screws. If you rely on the screws by your taking it on and off all the time, you might open it up, break it. It's up to you. Now we'll go into the repairing. I've got a few examples here. The one I started to play, that was a bad one. Here's one that came with the phonograph, and this is why I bought it. It plays fair. That sounds pretty good. This sounds better. This is excellent. This is restored. This works. This is what you want. This motor can be broken, but it'll suffice to just show you. That's good. That works. And you and I doing this, to get something like that, that's fine. Usually you can't get it that way. It won't turn out that way. It turns out like this one. All right, so let's start repairing them. This is the one I'm going to take apart for you. And I'll talk as I go. These are the older style. These are the newer style. The cover that's on these is just to put on there to dampen the noise, the scratch that you get from this side of the reproducer. It does help a little bit. Reproducers, only the average reproducer, you get your audio from the back, except for the Kalamazoo, the older one that has a double takeoff. We tried to do that to amplify the sound, or not amplify it, but collect more from it. Okay, now, there's no screws holding this on. And did you notice that it fell out? A bearing? Well, good point to stop right here. When you set up, you get something white, a sheet, so that when these do drop out, you can pick them up, get some light, be prepared to leave it here so no one's going to come in and move your stuff around. You can work in an area where you can drop it and then come back to it. Have your catalogs and a source of material where you're going to get this stuff from. Here are reference books. This is Look to the Dog. And right here, it shows you and a little bit about the orthophonic. This book goes in much deeper. It's current. You can buy it today. And it has everything in it about restoring reproducers. Very good. A little article on spot metal, articles on the needles. So, now I'll take it apart. There are 8 ball bearings on either side. They are held in magnetically. I'll demonstrate. This is a stylus. This is what it looks like. It's like that. And it's held in position in this cavity area, just like that. See how loose that is? Well, actually, Here's one that is attached, but then the spider is pulled off from the diaphragm. But that floats in that area with those ball bearings holding it in position. There are 8 around the periphery. So what you want to do when you repair this is to get 8 back in, get them secured in, and then this is your adjustment, final adjustment for tuning, and you have it back off when you take it apart like I'm doing now. That's loose, by the way. Make yourself a little nut wrench. This is the size for that. You can do that on a grinder, cut it out or file it out. Okay, now there is a retainer. This one, who did this one, who put this back together, this is a tube cut. He's doing the same thing, or I do the same thing he does. Cut a piece of tubing and use that to butt up against the bearings to hold them in place. They're 8 in a side, they're 1/16 diameter, and you buy them like from Detroit Ball Bearing. You have to buy 100.
That tubing was plastic, John? Rubber.
I'd say it's a rubber, this one. Now, I have, this is a dental tool, this is handy.
No, that's just the tubing that was cut. Tubing that was cut, but you could use your... But you could use it.
Okay, here they are. They're all out. Now, this is a race, bearing race, and this fell out too. This goes in there and goes like that, and the bearings go around it. Now clean it out. Someone's repaired this. This is clean. That's probably why it played so well when I did it. Yeah, this is clean. So this will be easy to fix. What I'm trying to do is pull the other one out now. There's the other one. And if you can't get them out that way, sometimes you can force them out from the inside. And you may not need to take them out. You don't want to, but you can't. What I want you to do is clean out that race. These get dirty. And when they are dirty, they won't function as well. No. All these are clean. No. Here's a dirty one. A dirty one has been up in and rusted. These are stainless. And when I say stainless rust, what I'm saying it's dirty. You know, it gets a little film on it and picks up something, and it should be clean. Now you can clean them yourself. You can use old ball bearings, old ball bearings if you want to. Nothing wrong with it. All right. Now let's show what's wrong. Why you have to put what goes wrong with these units. This is typical. The arm has been dropped. I can't put this on, so I'm not going to. I'll demonstrate with another one. Let's say this is the bad one. It's on there, and it gets dropped. Now, what happens when they get dropped? Here's the one that's been dropped. You look through there, and the stylus is bent. I'll exaggerate. Let's say it's like that. Well, that won't play well because the bearings in the race are bound up crooked, and you just can't fix it. So what you do when you take this apart, play it, listen to it, what's wrong with it? I mean, what do you think here is wrong with it? If it's scratchy, you might be able to fix it immediately, not by taking it apart, but by loosening that tuning screw, back the nut off, back off the screw, and take it with your fingers, feel it to be sure it's being retained by the bearing, and put some glasses on, and put some light on, and get in there, and bear down on that screw till it just touches this stylus. And you can do that by playing it when it's working on the record. You have to use an old record that you may scratch, but I'll show you. I'll demonstrate. In fact, I'll demonstrate with this. This is a bad one. This is the one that I keep knocking all the time. And listen to it. What I'm gonna do is play it, and it's harsh. And I don't like that vibration that I hear. I'm going to try and get rid of it. And if this were done properly, I could take that right out of it, that sound, and mellow it down. So let's see if I can do it. I know I can't, but this is what you can do with yours. And this is what I mean by playing. Not making any appreciation. I can tone it down, but this is the bummer. Okay, so getting back to it, you can see that it's bent, so you can take needle nose pliers and try to straighten it, and do not really try to straighten it too much. Yeah, you can break it. It's not worth it. Just decide where it's bent and what direction. It should be perfectly level. This stylus should be right in the center of that hole. And when they're not, usually they're pushed back. And I can see very plainly from where I am that has been pushing back that direction. Can you see that? Yeah. It's, now you might want to try to pull it out. And to pull it out, you take a screwdriver and manually force it. But you can break it doing that, I'm warning you.
So you're deforming the...
You're deforming the aluminum.
Diaphragm too?
You're deforming the spider and the diaphragm. But it's easy to bend, and maybe you can get it back. It's worth a try, because otherwise it won't play, period. All right, now you've done that, and you think you're satisfied with that. Now go ahead with what I was talking about here. Clean that out on both sides. And what you're going to do, for what it's worth, Do that all the way around. And then clean these. Sometimes towel is better than a sheet because a towel doesn't let your thing roll as far. Okay, I've cleaned that. These aren't, this one isn't in bad shape at all. Coil it up. And use it to clean the ID, because that's where it counts. It doesn't matter too much in there because this was already in there and it was neat. It wasn't dirty. This isn't dirty at all. They painted it. Okay, let's put it back together again. First, I didn't check this one. Now this one looks, this one is not damaged. I don't think so. That's probably why it played so well. What you hear when you shake it like that is not anything loose in there. It's just the stylus does not have any support and is hitting the side of the housing. These are bearing races. Put one on either side. These are why I collect old reproducers to get parts. I can't get parts anymore. There you go. All right, and I made up a little rig here to hold this. Now, and a good way to do it is to get 8 bearings.
Well, you know, no one ever had
8 bearings in one container. Use that one container. Well, I'll use this. So then you'll know when you got them all in there. You should have cleaned it. But I won't do it that way. Well, now, he had a washer in there, and I'm going to use the washer too. I made a little stop in here because I want to
Where did the bearings go?
They're going.
I mean, you said he run out. I mean, how can he get out of it?
Well, take a look. They go right straight through.
Where's that the rubber ring cut?
The ring. That's why, again, that's why this thing I think plays so well. Now you've got that side done, but there's no way to retain it, no way of holding that in there. See, normally you have to clean those buggers real, I mean, you have to clean them I'm getting away with an easy job here because someone's done this before I have. All right, now let's get 8 more bearings. It was all over, and I played this one, that one, and I said, aren't they nice or something like that? He said, yeah, I do, but they don't sound pretty good. He said, you can get a lot more, you know, your friend, he said, you can get a lot more, and he pointed to one machine that I had, and I forget which one it was. He said, you could that reproduce you can get more out of it. And so then I started to tackle them and do it. And it is, it's, you know, you don't know what you're doing to start with. But read those books and do it. Now we'll assemble it. Here's the cover. Oh, by the way, this one is not painted. Before you do this, when you get this all apart, like this one, you could paint that. See, I painted this one myself. That was chipped out of it. This is die cast. There's a crack there. And I left this one alone to show you. What I'm getting at is, when you put these back together again, take time and clean it up and paint them. They look a heck of a lot better. You do any extra don't come out. Don't forget that tuner screw is loose. Now see, it fell out. And so did my couple of ball bearings. Seven, 8. It's the record spot. Now what I'm doing is forcing that cover over that rubber. Check that side, it's going together. It's not going. There. Okay, and I'll just lock it, and then I'll play it and see what happens. See if we did a good job.
Is it all according to how straight that stylus bar is?
Yeah, I think that's the best answer. That stylus is straight. But this stylus is straight too, so let's see this one. And this one I don't think plays as good as that one. You be the judge. And again, getting back to the record, I've got a electrically recorded record on there, and why I'm using that is the higher frequencies is easier to hear. So, always use a new needle. See how loose this is? That's another thing. That isn't any good. I'll quickly take it off. What I'm telling you is I want it tight on there, not that it doesn't, that it's hard to put on or anything, but it should be tight that it won't loosen up on you. And that's not holding it. And it was a little earlier, so that's the way these things are. What I'm getting at is I don't want to play that with that condition. You should tighten it up in some way. And so, just one for singing. That's not a good way to pick it up. It's better to pick it up on the instrument. Not as good as it was before, I don't think. And I've gone past, I've tightened it, I've gone past my point. You just should put enough pressure on it to dampen it, but not to kill it. And I've killed it, and it doesn't sound any good, and before on the other side it isn't any good. So,
one of the antique stores. Put them in there.
I like that. I don't like the other one. Pardon? It's gonna break, it's gonna break. I can do super glue and touch it and maybe put a part back that fell out that's not doing anything. You know, just to make it look good. Sure. People can not, I shouldn't use the word solder. I don't know if the Victor 2 over there, you can try it on now. But do you have any questions?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, good luck with it. Don't be afraid to tackle it.
Looks like a good winter.
On comedy records, and we welcome you to come over if you'd like. Can you hear me all right without the microphone? No. Okay, we'll use the microphone. Well, welcome to our program that deals with the aspect of comedy on records. As you probably know, one of the first things that made records sell was the comedian on records. In the early days of Berliner, after he got over the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star syndrome and some of the things that he marketed at first, he found that funny things, people that listened to the records could laugh about, would sell the record. So it was an early part of the scene on records. As a result, we have lots of Berliners with comedy on them, but not very listenable comedy. If you've ever heard some of the Berliners themselves, you'll notice that they're very, very hard to understand some of the words. If you don't already know the words, sometimes you don't know what they're saying. One of the early people on records was Bert Shepard. He recorded for Berliner and then for Victor, and I think even for Columbia. And I have a record here that kind of sets the pace for us. It's called Women and Men. Now, I don't think there could be any comedy, of course, derived from such a subject, but they will try to do that on here. And, well, that's never been explored before, right, as far as comedy is concerned. So we'll see if you can hear what Bert's saying about women and men.
Women and men, I have heard people say,